Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Okay, give me a minute, please. We will get started. I'm just going to be updating the chat, a couple other things, and then we will start the game. The reason why we're in the loading screen is because the game immediately starts. It doesn't give you like a minute, like a menu screen, which is fine. I believe it's an indie team who made this game, so I'm cool with that. We'll see what happens, but yeah. I just was like, I checked the game to make sure it was working before I started the stream, and it just starts, and it just hits, you hit X and it just starts the game. It doesn't give you a menu option until after you start the main title part of the screen. So, yeah. So let me update the chat. There's that. Okay. Chat's going. Make sure you can hear me on the stream first really quick. Sorry if you hear an echo really quick. It's just me going through, making sure you can hear me in the audio. And then we'll go for it. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. Cool. Okay. Get that back up. Okay. So, giving everybody a few minutes, we will start. And then we will check and see what's happening. Hey Wayne, welcome. I have never played this game before. It's an FMV, which is basically just real actors, and they're just being recorded, and dialogue options. The gist of the story, just for everybody to know, is I listened to a few minutes of the dialogue from the beginning. A gentleman is found out that he has so much time to live, and he needs to get somebody to inherit his casino. So we have to go in and we have to ask a bunch of other people who his candidates are to see who gets the casino. So you all can help me pick who gets the casino. But it sounded like a funny title, and Vegas Tales looks like a good one, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah. If you are new, my name is Linda, and we play games every now and then. After the stream, you can check out a couple other videos. And if you are in the stream, please give it a like. Helps out. Gives everybody the notice that, hey, the stream is good. You like it. And it gives everybody that is not getting the notification, hopefully the notification, so that they can come in and check out the game and see what's happening. But giving everybody just a couple minutes so that they can join and see what happens. So, hope everybody is doing good. Hey Aaron, welcome. Yeah, it popped up on my PS4. So, it must be like a notification, because I know it was on sale. So, I am tired, but I am okay. Thank you for asking. Hope you are doing good too, everybody who's in the chat. If you are not, I hope this distracts you from whatever's going on, and you get to enjoy a game that's a little interesting. Because when I saw this, I was like, this looks very interesting. We will see what happens. Because I love, for those who don't know, I love point and click, FMV, anything story driven that is interesting and different. And I will support an indie team. This game is less than $20, so if you find it on your PS4, PS5, you will have like the cheap game to play, because that's what happened with like even with like Erica or She Sees Red. These games are type of games where you literally just spend next to nothing and you get an amazing game. I've paid $60 to find out a game was shit. So there's moments where you're like, price is nothing, so we'll find out. Oh, nice. So what happens if you finish the whole game? Does it just like end and you just have to wait until the new content shows up? Because never really have like finished a whole entire game for like a free to play. Oh nice, you're gonna get the Horizon Forbidden West bundle? That sounds like a good bundle. Like, if there's any game that I would pick, it would have to be that. But I would just wish that they had actually plates that had something to do with like anything to do with Horizon Forbidden West or anything like that. Something, you know, but I don't think it does. I think it's just plain white. Oh, is it for this game, Aaron? Are you talking about Vegas Tales or are you talking about something else? Just making sure. Because if there's some people that we know from the game, that'd be cool. Because I think I saw... Oh, the young woman who was in Halloween Town. I think I saw her in it. Was it Kimberly J. Brown or Kimberly something Brown? I think she's in this one. So if that's what you're talking about, yeah. I saw a couple of people that I was like, oh, you're from that show and you're from this show. So hopefully it's a good game. So we'll find out. But yeah, for those who just joined, it immediately starts. So we're giving everybody a few minutes and then we'll pop in. So it looks like we have hit the time. So I'm giving everybody just a second. Everybody ready? I believe you have to pick a choice. So we will see what happens. Oh, so it does the credits thing and lets you keep playing. Okay, cool. That's dope. I like that for games like that, where it's like, hey, you beat the game. It's kind of like Animal Crossing, where you keep beating the game technically because you get KK Slider into your concert, so you keep seeing the credits and it rolls back. Hey Dizzy, welcome. What's up? Are you working? What's happening? Okay, so we're gonna start. What happens is it automatically just starts the game. So let me know if the music is too loud. I checked it. It's borderline. So here we go. Everybody. 3, 2, 1. Vegas Tales. Hey Nate, welcome. Money, 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 money. Money. I would say get Ratchet and Clank if you're debating on any games. Ratchet and Clank's the one to go for. Wait, are you saying you're working or you're not working, Dizzy? I'm confused. Yes, let's make that money! Do you think there's an actual ending? Ah, okay. I wonder if it's gonna be once they're done with all the content, you get the official ending and you have to like restart everything. Cause what year are you on for the 5-year plan that they said they were gonna be done soon? For Genshin Impact? Okay, everybody ready? So how it works is, for those who just joined, a gentleman is asking you to help pick a candidate for the casino. So he's gonna have dialogue popping in, but I'm just giving you all a heads up. Oh, just waking up. Sweet. Here we go. I'm glad. I'm glad on your new job, my friend. I'm so... Round of applause for Dizzy. New job. Hell yeah. Okay. I was a little confused. Oh, happy birthday. Early birthday. I don't know either when I pick games. Like, I have no idea what I want to play.
Thank you for meeting with me. If this is your first visit to the Bellflower Casino Resort, I hope you're finding it a pleasant one. I've owned this place for over 30 years. Running the Bellflower has been my life's work. A life which is almost over. I have terminal cancer, and I've been fighting it for years, but my time is coming to an end. I've already come to terms with my condition, but it leaves me with a problem. I never found time to start a family, and I don't have any close friends. This hotel is all I have to leave to this world. It's my legacy, but I have no one to carry on that legacy once I'm gone. I need you to help me decide on the best person to inherit the Bellflower. I've made a list of 4 candidates, each of whom has a strong connection to this hotel. Unfortunately, I don't know any of them very well. I've invited them all here for the weekend, under the guise that you want to do an interview with them for a book that you're writing about the hotel. Now, they're being paid a healthy stipend for their time, so you'll likely find them willing to answer any questions you may have. I want you to learn everything you can about them and report back to me if you discover anything relevant. Their names are Ashley, Mallory, Sarah, and the last one is a couple of newlyweds named Todd and Becca.
Okay. I wanted to give him a second to tell the whole story spiel before we started. Okay. Yeah, Ellie's rage was really bad in the second one, but I heard they're making a third Last of Us Part 3. It's really wild. Yeah, it's an FMV, my friends. But for those who don't know, it's a actual FMV. Okay. So we will just start the questions and then go through. So let's just start.
Ashley is a magician. She's been holding her magic show here at the Bellflower since we added a theater during our last renovation. She's been here longer than any employee, and she's as financially tied to this place as anybody, aside from myself. She's a private person, so I don't know much about her personal life.
If you have the money to get both of them, do it, Aaron. If not, and you have to pick, I would go with Witcher. Just my personal preference. Like, for game-wise, I like Witcher better, but it's your choice on. And also, it depends on the colors, because usually Witcher's white theme, and then Cyberpunk is usually a yellow theme.
Mallory is the unluckiest person I've ever met. She's also one of the nicest. I've never seen so much tragedy befall such an undeserving person. I unfairly gave her a hard time when we first met, but we get along well now. I gave her a complimentary stay here at the hotel to apologize, and she wouldn't stop talking about how much she loved it here. I think she might even like my hotel more than I do. Like the others on my list, I don't know very much about her.
Hey, Dan, Game Beaters, welcome. Dan, got your shirt? The new video for what is it? Games I Beat video. I'm gonna wear it then. So just FYI, heads up. I'm saving it. I was like, it makes perfect sense to wear the Game Beater Games t-shirt for that video. So just a heads up. I'm gonna be wearing it for that.
Sarah is the daughter of the Goodlys family. She's been staying here with her parents on family vacations for years. That family is so wholesome that they make the Brady Bunch seem edgy. They're a welcome breath of fresh air here in Las Vegas, and I love the idea of someone with very strong moral values like Sarah taking over the hotel.
Oh, your mom's buying it for you? Then get both. If that's for your birthday and it's a gift, just ask for both. Unfortunately, I had to cancel my game for Saints Row just because of what happened earlier in the week. So, gotta pay for the gate. Not fun. Okay, nice. Hey, Dean, welcome. Yeah, I looked at that t-shirt and I was like, that makes good sense.
I barely know anything about those two. Their names are Becca and Todd. I met them today when they were checking in. They came to Las Vegas to get married, and this trip is also doubling as their honeymoon. Yeah, I know it must seem odd to consider leaving my estate to a couple I barely know, but honestly, I barely know any of the people I'm considering. I figure that if they're staying here for their wedding and their honeymoon, then they're going to have a very strong emotional connection to the Bellflower Hotel. Plus, it almost seems like fate that they happened to check in today while I'm trying to make this decision. I'm counting on you to ascertain whether or not they're good people worthy of consideration as heirs.
Yes, this is an FMV for anybody who just joined. It is from an indie team. It's really, really cheap right now. It's on sale. I saw it pop up on my PlayStation 4. It's on PlayStation 4 and 5. I believe it's on Xbox. I know it for sure it's on PC because anytime the indie teams usually drop it on PC as well. I don't believe it's any more than $20. It's like $15 or less, depending on if it's on sale or not. But for sure on PlayStation, it's on sale because there was like making its rounds. It was on the recommended feed. Oh, you don't have this on PS4? Then you should definitely get it. Oh, you can't go past 20? Sounds like 20 is the magic number, Aaron, for every game. Like, there's a lot of games where you can't go past 20. For Saints Row, it was 20, right? Yeah, it happened. I'm irritated, but it's part of life. I don't know. I have to look into it. I'm getting estimates on how to, like, because it's pieces that are messed up. Basically, the person wanted to get in really badly, kicked my fence in, and broke pieces off of it, and thankfully didn't pop it off the wall or the whatever, the post thing. So it's still attached. It's just doesn't look like it was before. So the pieces are on the side, chilling away from everything, and I have to figure out how to, because I believe, from what I can look, it's just putting them back on and and re-putting it back into place. So that's all it is. But not fun. So I canceled a lot of stuff that I was gonna pick up just so that I have the money, because I know it's not gonna be like cheap and like $20. Have somebody come out and do it. Yeah, thank you. I'm happy that everybody was okay. Who should I speak? Oh, so I can start speaking to other people now? Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Oh, okay. So this is Ashley. So I guess now we're going to start speaking to the other people. Okay, so Ashley, tell me about yourself.
I'm Ashley. I live here in Las Vegas. I spend most of my time practicing magic, and I am single. What else do you want to know?
Okay.
I've been performing my magic act here since the last time it was renovated. Huh. Never heard of the place before that. I like it here. I like Mr. Davenport, too. He's very hands-off. I appreciate the fact that he doesn't try to give me input about my show.
Okay. Yeah, it can get expensive, but it's life. You waiting for the desert part? When is that supposed to be released? Okay, so let's go with this one.
Oh, it's understandable if you didn't know that I had my own magic act. I'm not on any of the posters. I used to be, but I learned early on that audiences expect a magician to be male. So I hired a male presenting actor as the magician. I started working as the assistant. But ticket sales, foomp, shot way up.
Literally just gave me another trophy. Hey, welcome. My mod is in the chat. Another mod. Oh, Nate. Why'd you do that? Why'd you hide Dean? Sorry, Dean. I don't know what happened. Nate, what's going on? I didn't see Dean say anything. Is there a fake Dean in the chat? Oh, you misclicked? Okay. Dean, are you still there? Is he able to talk yet, or did you put him on hide mode? Yeah, I'm earning the trophies, apparently. Dean, we want you here, my friend. If you're able to talk, say hello again. I want to make sure you're not hidden. Because if you're on a timer, it's, what, 300 seconds that they have to wait? I believe. Okay, so let's see. Why would I add? I don't know. Let's see. I guess we'll go with assistant.
I'm not mad about it. My act has actually gotten a lot easier since I started working as an assistant and not the magician. I'll let you in on a little secret. The assistants are actually the ones who perform all the tricks in a magic act. The magician really is just there so that people have something to keep their eyes on. They're gonna watch him, see if they can figure out the trick, see if he's doing anything sneaky. Everyone really just ignores the girls in the shiny outfits. But we're the ones making the tricks work. Now, magic is all about misdirection. The magician is the biggest misdirection of all.
I like Ashley. Ah, Dean is back! Yay, Dean, welcome back. Yes, Cowabunga Collection is out. It's been out for, what, a couple days now? Came out on, like, was it 30th or 31st? You can order it. It'll get to you. Basically, I know there's a couple mistakes on the title screen. Nintendo showed, because I had to cancel that one too. Nintendo showed that it was, pretty much the turtles don't say turtles, it says Ertles. I'm laughing hysterically. Okay, should we ask, are you single? I believe so. Here we go.
I'm not great at dating. It's probably because I really don't enjoy getting to know people. That's why I think that dinner and a movie is the perfect first date. You have just enough time to exchange facts about each other, and then the food comes and you can't talk because your mouth is full. Then you go sit in a dark movie theater where talking is frowned on, and you watch a movie. It's great, especially if you're with one of those people who insists on talking all the time. I'm great at breakups, though. Yeah, not very good at dating. I've tried dating apps, but I haven't found any that I really like.
Thank you, Dizzy. Got taken away. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna give too many details for safety reasons, but the person was hauled away. So.
I haven't really talked to him that much. We talked a little bit when this place was being renovated. My magic act was becoming popular, and I was looking for a place to take up residency, and he was looking for an act to host in his arena. It worked out great. We've really only spoken a few times since then, usually about business. I guess you could say he's one of my best friends.
Okay, so let's go with best friends.
I don't like interacting with people unless there's a purpose. I would say I'm a people person, but I grow weary of them quickly if they overstay their welcome or talk. I prefer quiet types who show who they are by their actions. You know, a lot of people will have shallow, fake friends who will tell you all about their day, but they'll never lift a finger if you need to move or get rid of a body. I really don't like people like that.
Oh, I answered your Dean. I answered your question. I said, yeah, you should get it. It's Yeah, you can order it. She shops at Spirit Halloween. Yes, she does. um, let's see. Get rid of a body sounds like a fun question.
I've never had to get rid of a body. But if I did, I wouldn't be stupid about it. You know, everybody just tries to bury the body or throw it in a river with something heavy on it, trying to keep the cops from finding it. The cops are going to find the body. But if I was going to get rid of the body, I would throw it in the river with a bungee cord harness attached to it, and then I wouldn't attach the other end to anything. So when the cops found the body, as they're going to, they wouldn't assume it was murder. They would just assume it was someone stupid who deserved to die. I mean, people win Darwin Awards every day. Why not take advantage of it?
That's hilarious. Oh, you can only carry 9,999? Sounds like a good number, Erin. I like Ashley. She's in the running. Definitely for sure.
I don't particularly like any of the dating apps out there right now. They're all designed to let you chat with the person before you meet them. If you chat with the person before you meet them, then you find out how horrible they are and you don't want to meet them. Then you don't even get the social rewards of having gone on a date. You know what I want? I want a dating app where you don't ever have to go on a date. Where when you match with a likely candidate, the app takes the photos that you've each submitted and places them in a likely dating scenario. Then it returns the photo to you. You can put that photo on your social media platforms, and it looks like you've been on a date. And you've never had to go on a date. Everybody wins.
I like Ashley. Yeah, she's very detailed on everything. Let's go with insist on talking.
There are people who talk all the time, even when they have nothing to say. If you have nothing to say besides hello or hi, why talk? I really don't enjoy misguided politeness.
Okay. Hmm.
You've never heard of the Darwin Awards? They're my favorite. They're named for Charles Darwin, based around his survival of the fittest and genetics and stuff. So, whenever someone dies doing something that is so stupid, they do the human race a favor by draining themselves out of the gene pool, they get a Darwin Award. I used to love watching them on the internet, but now really it's just fails. They aren't legitimate Darwin Awards. So I watch a lot of roller coaster disasters instead. They're great too.
She probably is fun.
It's like when someone tries to do something nice, but it has the opposite effect. Like you're walking towards a door, and you're too far away, but someone decides to hold it open for you anyway. So then you have to rush to get through the door so they don't awkwardly stand there holding it. Do you know what's easier than rushing through a parking lot to get through a door? Opening it yourself when you're there.
Ashley, you make my day better.
When you're part of a magic show, you spend countless hours practicing. We only perform 4 nights a week, so it would seem like it's an easy schedule, but we spend maybe another 30 hours practicing. More if you're bringing someone new into the show. It's a lot.
It's been 110 for like 3-4 days now. Not fun.
problem most people make when they're breaking up with someone is that they try to be too nice. And that's very selfish. Not the good kind of selfishness either. When you're too nice with someone and you're breaking up with them, it makes them sad. It makes them wish that you weren't leaving. It makes them think that maybe they should stay with you. When you're breaking up with someone, it is the one time of your life that you should be a complete asshole so that they actually feel relieved. They feel like a burden has been lifted. Yeah, you should always be an asshole when you're breaking up with someone. That's why I'm very good at it.
Yeah, it's an FMV. Nah, Gamer Girl was gonna be shit. Yeah. That's what I've seen so many people from like Disney Channel on here, so it's horrid. Like the greatness is crazy. I'm loving Ashley, the character Ashley, so far. So we're gonna have to pick somebody. Maybe Ashley's in the running. We might pick Ashley for sure.
Everyone talks about selfishness like it's some sort of sin. Selfishness is necessary. Everyone wants good paying jobs. Want them to be in our country and not another country. That's selfish. Everyone wants those good paying jobs to be in our city, not another city. That's selfish. I want those good paying jobs to be mine, not someone else's. That's selfish. Selfishness is necessary for us to survive.
Hey Sean, welcome. What's up, freak? What's going on? Hope everybody's doing good. Okay. A couple more questions. Let's see if they bring more questions. If not, we'll go to the next person.
Oh, we promote it like it's his show, but he's essentially worthless. He doesn't do much of anything. I've actually replaced the actor that's played the magician 3 times. Audiences never noticed. They're fine as long as there's someone on stage who looks like they expect a magician to look. Usually with a goatee. For some reason, a goatee is mandatory.
Okay, and the last one is misdirection.
You can get away with anything as long as someone's attention is focused on something else. That's the key to all of magic, half of life. Everyone knows it. Nobody cares. Back when I really was an assistant, I worked for a magician, the great Zambini. He based his signature trick on this very thing. See, we were part of a traveling carnival, and our stage was outdoors. At the beginning of the night, the back of the stage, a Zamboni was parked. It was the Zambini Zamboni. And he would tell the audience that at some point during the evening, he was going to make the Zamboni disappear and no one would notice. So about halfway through the evening, we would have this assistant come out that the audience had not yet seen. Her name was Kelly. She was particularly alluring. And the other assistants and I would help her up on top of a platform, and we would begin tying her up with scarves. We'd really take our time about it, make it very erotic, and Kelly would wiggle and pout and make these cute little squeaky gerbil noises. While this was happening, Zambini would pull out his keys and drive the Zamboni off stage. And then he'd run back. We would make Kelly disappear in a fairly standard trick, and when it was done, Zambini would be standing where the Zamboni was with his arms outstretched, like he had just accomplished the most amazing feat in the world. And the audience loved it. They would clap like it was the best thing ever. It was grotesquely sexist, but it worked.
Oh, was it a different question? I'm confused, Dean. Because I thought it was the question that you already asked about the mom. Your mom, should you ask for the Cowabunga collection? Is it a different one? Yeah! Halloween Town 2! So good. Oh, you went to Game on Expo? Nice. Oh no. I just don't want to talk in between while they're talking so that we don't like miss out on stuff. So I'm just like in between people talking for the game, I'm trying to like co-balance it so that we can avoid like you can't hear me or hear the person talking.
I haven't talked to her since we worked together. I'm sure she's doing fine. Supremely attractive people have it very easy. I'm sure she married rich or got kidnapped by human traffickers and sold on the black market. Either way, she's living in a big house with someone else paying all the bills. She's great.
What? What? Yeah, it's supposed to be like that. It's an FMV.
They say human trafficking is a $150 billion a year industry, and I want to know how they know that. Are human traffickers reporting income tax, or are they just making up numbers? You can buy anything if you know where to look. I used to buy weed on the dark web before it was legal. I know there are people who buy fake IDs on the internet. Anything. You can find it.
Ah, let's go for weed.
Oh, I know weed is legal now, but back before it was, everybody would smoke it anyway. You know, it's just one of those crimes you never got in trouble for. Like speeding or practicing medicine without a license. Oh, I never had a fake ID. I grew up in a small town. It would have been pointless. Everybody knew everybody else anyway. And really, the only reason to have a fake ID is so that you can buy beer before you're old enough. And I don't drink. I did buy a lot of beer for other kids when I was in high school, though. I mean, sort of. I would buy the non-alcoholic beer, and then I would peel the labels off, and I printed my own, put something, generic and fancy sounding. And then, during study hall, I would just sell it at a drastic markup. Nobody ever called me out on it. I don't think they ever figured it out. I even remember hearing some of the kids brag about how much beer they were able to consume. Oh, they must have been very shocked when they attended their first college party.
Oh, nice. Congrats, Sean. Oh no, it's a fun game. I'm liking the dialogue so far. So, traveling carnival. Carnival.
When you're starting out in this industry, you will take anything you can get. It was rough. I was on the road for 6 months. Before that, I was an assistant to a comedy magician. That was even worse. I'd still take that over any normal job. Oh, comedy magicians. Awful. None of it's real magic. It's all just jokes. I don't have any jokes in my act. Well, I have one, but I don't do it every night. I just save it for when I have a heckler. The fact that hecklers are still a thing is proof that society is a failure. I don't know why we still allow them to exist. I have a good way of dealing with them, though. Whenever we get a heckler that's too bad, it's really bad, I motion to the other assistants and they notify the magician. And they invite the heckler up on stage to help us with our next act. So I bring out a specially made tall box, and the magician announces that he is going to make the heckler disappear. We put them in the box. We wrap the box up with chains, and we wheel it off stage. The audience loves it. They laugh, they clap. The heckler's never heard from again. Works great. Then backstage, I feed the heckler to my alligators. I don't have alligators. Box only opens one way. I push it up against an exit door, and when the heckler opens it, they can only leave. I've gotten exactly 2 negative Yelp reviews. Worth it.
It's on sale, but it's like less than $20. So if you have it on PS4 or 5, it's on sale for like $10 American. And if you are on like PC or other platforms, it's about 13, 14. Yeah, it's very detailed in the life story for sure.
I've tried working normal jobs, but they all have the same problem. You have to deal with annoying people. You're not allowed to hurt them. I worked in a call center once. That wasn't too bad. I mean, you couldn't touch the people to hurt them, but we were given scripts, which I'm sure were designed to emotionally torture whoever we talked to. The sadists that wrote them were really good at their jobs, too. Yeah. Oh, and there was this computer system they had to navigate before they were ever even allowed to connect with us. Did a great job of wearing down their will to live. By the time they got to us, they're hanging on by a thread. Yeah, that was nice.
I like Ashley.
Most people are annoying. Some people take it to a whole new level. Some people are professional at it. Like those people who work in lotion kiosks at the mall. They know their product isn't any good. If it were any good, they would sell it in a store. But no, they're at a kiosk, harassing people who walk past until someone is so guilty that they can't just ignore them, and they stop. And then the lotion people start putting lotion on this poor chump. And it's awkward. And the person can't get away. And they massage them. And it's awkward. And the person can't get away. Until this poor slob buys something that is unnecessary and overpriced just to make it stop. Whenever I see those people, and they've got someone in their clutches, I just walk up and I say, it puts the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. They never seem to know how to respond to that. No one ever uses real magic in their magic act. It's all parlor tricks and very bendy assistants who can fit into small spaces. Machinery. Audiences just like to pretend it's real. If anybody ever came out and started performing sorcery or blood magic, the audience would lose their minds. That'd be nice.
I like Ashley so much. Yeah, for sure. The audio for the game a little bit? Okay. I'll move it up just a little bit. Hold on, everybody. 1 second. I'm gonna go just a little bit more on the decibel. Okay. Let me know if that's good. I just moved it up a decibel for yell. Okay. And here we go.
Every aspect of our society has failed. Look at politics. We live in a democracy that is so divided, no matter who gets elected, half of the population is going to be miserable and angry. Families are divided, lifelong friendships are torn apart. We are so at odds right now that left and right Twix don't even come in the same package anymore.
Left and right twist don't even go in the same package. Classic. I'm gonna use that line whenever I can. Yeah, it's interesting, Sean. This is such a funny game.
The sale of human organs is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry. And who do you think is taking those organs out of the people who lose them and putting them into the people who need them? I doubt it's someone practicing with a license. But I'm not doing it. I am not involved in that industry. I dabble in taxidermy, but I am not skilled enough to take a kidney out of someone and put it in someone else and have one of them live.
Taxidermy. Okay, bye, Dean. Have a good one. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I don't know. Ashley is like the best to start with. Such a good person. Such a good actress, too. Loved her in every, there's several movies I watch and I see that and I'm like, oh, that's her. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna love it.
Taxidermy is a hobby of mine. Whenever I find a dead animal, I take it home and I stuff it. And then I save them, and when I have enough of them collected, I take them to dying children in the children's hospital. Because children love stuffed animals. I think everyone should have hobbies. I like taxidermy and sensory deprivation. I made my own sensory deprivation tank once. I like to lie in it and be alone with my thought. It's very peaceful in there. I slept in it once. It's like sleeping in a coffin. Have you ever tried sleeping in a coffin? It's
No.
relaxing. It's cozy. There's extra layers of noise insulation in case you have loud neighbors. I slept in one back when I had college roommates. Oh, I didn't actually go to college, but I lived in student housing after high school. See, you don't actually have to be a student to live there. I hated having roommates, but it's all I could afford. I bought my own place as soon as I could, but they kicked me out. I bought a burial plot. No one told me I wasn't allowed to move in until I was dead. That is a stupid rule. I should have sued them. But they agreed to give me my money back as long as I took my coffin and left. High school is awful. I mean, you undergo years of traumatic experiences, and then when you finally escape, they invite you back for a reunion so that you can go spend more time with the same people who made your childhood traumatic. I don't understand it. Do survivors of other traumatic experiences have reunions? I mean, do people who lived through a plane crash get together and reminisce about the turbulence they experienced before it all went pear-shaped?
Yes, I agree with you, Ashley. I don't like reunions. What's the point? I agree totally.
I like to visit kids in the cancer ward. Yeah, I ask them to draw me a picture, and then I trade them for one of the stuffed animals. It makes them feel better to barter. No one wants to be pitied, just given stuff. Even kids dying of cancer. I save all the pictures they give me. They say that a piece of art at least doubles in value once the artist dies, and I'm sure their parents will pay top dollar in about a decade.
What?
People don't barter enough these days. They don't haggle enough either. For instance, if someone has a poster for a lost pet and they offer a $100 reward, now in my experience, most people would just take the $100 and be happy. I try to haggle a little. I'll go for at least $150. I mean, no one posts their best offer on a flyer that's going on a telephone pole.
Plane crash. Yeah.
I've never been in a plane crash. I fly all the time, but every flight has always been incident-free. I guess I'm just not very lucky. Yeah. I return lost pets to their owners as a side hustle. See, whenever I see a flyer that has a reward offered and a phone number, I take it down. And then I post the flyer with my phone number and I offer half the reward. Then someone else finds the pet, returns it to me. Then I do a nice little markup, call the original phone number, and reunite the pet with its parent for profit. It does very well.
Okay. I officially like Ashley. Ashley's my favorite character so far.
I don't understand reunions or nostalgia in general. People cling to the past like it was the best part of their lives. But do you know what most people spent most of the past doing? Waiting for the future to come so their miserable lives would improve. Really makes no sense to me. I don't live in the past. I look to the future. I am so ready to be in the future. The second my contract is up, I am out of here. I am retiring to someplace very far away with very few people, and I am never going to think about Las Vegas again. Can't wait for that. Yeah, I want to see what the future holds, because I'm done here.
Oh, so wait, then if she doesn't want to live here, is she gonna run the hotel from like afar? Yeah, you are Disney. If say you put a help me sign with like a lost pet, she's gonna just find a pet that somewhat looks like your pet and give it back to you and get a $400 reward. Okay, so we gotta move on to the next person. Let's see who we got next. Mallory. Okay.
What is there to say? I guess I'm a little bit down on my luck right now between jobs. I had 2 job interviews earlier this week, and I'm hoping to have more soon. I don't like to admit this usually, but it might be important for your book. I'm actually homeless currently. It might surprise you that I actually came from a fairly wealthy family. My dad was some sort of hotshot furniture salesman, and my mom was a cable TV installer. We actually owned our own house. It was double wide. But yeah, I guess I always thought I'd be a big success like my parents, and I guess it's just all right that they're not around anymore so that they don't have to see what my life has turned into. You know, I didn't exactly meet their high expectations.
Nice. Oh, nice, Aaron. That must have been a lot of running around for sure.
I used to work at the Bellflower as a professional gambler. That's actually how I met Mr. Davenport. His security guards thought that I was cheating, actually, so they brought me in for hours and hours of questioning. Thankfully, they looked through the security footage and saw that I was not cheating. They could have just kicked me out, but Mr. Davenport was so kind, and he actually put me in a room for a full week to make up for the trouble that had been caused. This is the nicest hotel I've ever been in. I wasn't always homeless. Actually, when I was in Alabama, I had 3,000 square feet to myself. I felt like a wealthy land baron or something. But I didn't have a house on the land, but I did have a really nice tent at first. It was great. I lived there for a full year before I could save up for a house. Well, not a house. I actually bought an 8-foot by 10-foot shed that was fantastic. It was just as good as a house. Had a roof, 4 walls, a window, a door, everything I needed. I don't know why more people don't just live in sheds.
Yep, counting cards.
Oh, that was the wildest thing. I actually ended up here in Vegas by accident, but while I was here, I figured I might as well try gambling. It turned out I was extremely bad at it, though, and I actually caught the eye of a wealthy man who asked me to be a professional gambler for him. So he would give me money to play craps, and then he would bet on me losing. And we actually made a great team, and he made a ton of money off me. But the casinos started noticing what was happening, and they started kicking us out. Mr. Davenport was the only one who was really nice about it, though.
Definitely counting cards.
Well, I didn't mean to end up here, but I was on a bus on my way to Denver, and the bus stopped here, and I got off to use the bathroom, but I guess I took too long because when I came back out, the bus was gone, and it also had my luggage on it, so when I got here, all I had was the clothes on my back. But I'm glad it happened because I had a really good time here.
That sucks. They left without her.
My first job interview was for a job selling jewelry. I didn't have any experience, so they said they couldn't hire me. My second job interview was at an adult video store. They needed someone to clean up those video booths after customers used them. I also didn't have any experience with this, but I really wanted the job, so I lied and said that I'd been doing it for 15 years already in 3 different cities. I thought for sure they were going to hire me, but for some reason they didn't. I guess that was karma telling me that I shouldn't have lied.
Okay. Yep. The Greyhound didn't want her to be in the bus.
Oh, I've been an orphan almost my entire life. Yeah, my parents died in a fishing accident when I was really little. The only living relative I have is my Uncle Albert, but we don't really talk at all. He's been in and out of prison my whole life. My Uncle Albert? Oh, he goes back to prison all the time. He's actually serving a life sentence, but he keeps escaping. I don't know how he keeps getting out, but the guards catch him and put him right back in. Albert is from the dark side of my family. We didn't like to associate with them very much growing up. We were always a little bit ashamed to be related to Albert's side of the family, to be honest. I mean, I know that I'm not some great success or anything like that, but at least I'm trying to better myself. Albert's mom was a lawyer, and his dad was a member of Congress for over a decade. It's like they didn't even try to have honest jobs. My parents used to take me fishing on the southern coast of Alabama. I don't think we were supposed to be fishing at the spot they found, but there was never anybody around to tell us to leave, so we did it anyway. It was really nice, and almost like a real vacation. Anyway, we didn't have a real boat. We had just 3 of those floating pool chairs that we'd like paddle out and just sit there and fish. It was really relaxing. Anyway, one day my parents caught an undertow and the current pushed them out deep into the ocean. So luckily I managed to get to shore, but it took me a while to find anyone for help. The authorities searched and searched for them, but all they could find were their pool chairs, empty. It was really bad, but I was placed into the foster care system.
They might be still alive. They never found anybody. Yeah. Been a good team. That job must be horrible.
That was the nicest place I ever lived. Unfortunately, 2 weeks after I bought that shed, it was swallowed in a sinkhole. So there was really nothing left for me in Alabama. I decided to chase my childhood dream and move to Albuquerque.
So it seems like everybody wants to move to a different area.
Well, I wasn't in Denver proper, but I was about half an hour away at this ski resort very close by. Anyway, I worked at the ski resort first as a ticket salesperson, but then I studied and worked really hard to become a ski instructor. But sadly, like all my jobs, it didn't last. The first time I took a group out to go skiing, I was supposed to bring them to an intermediate level hill, but unfortunately, I read the color coding wrong and I brought them to an advanced hill. There's a huge difference between an intermediate hill and an advanced hill. I, of course, lost my job.
Yeah, you probably got them killed or injured. Oh, I would hope that if we get another Ashley character, this will be the best.
I wasn't in the foster care system for very long. When I was 9, I was placed with a foster family, but unfortunately, my foster parents died the first night that I was with them. A burglar broke in and murdered them. My foster mom was able to call the police, but by the time they arrived, they were already dead. And the police couldn't find the burglar anywhere. The prosecutor on the case assumed that I had murdered my foster parents and even accused me of killing my birth parents. So he got the judge to sign off that I was going to be tried as an adult instead of a child, even though I was only 9. Luckily, they did find the real killer, and it turns out he was just really good at hiding, and he was in a crawl space under the house. So, unfortunately, due to this legal loophole that in Alabama I was now considered legally an adult, so I was out of the foster care system and I had to find a job. So I worked in a coal mine. It wasn't the work I wanted to be doing, but it paid something. And then when I was 18, I moved out of Alabama.
What? What?
I didn't have much money saved up, so I had to hop onto a train like they do in the movies. Only it wasn't exactly like how they do it in the movies because there were no big empty cars with those open sides that you could just hop right onto. The best I could find was a small platform that stuck out from the train a couple of inches. I was able to put my feet on that, and then there was a handle that I could cling to. I figured that I could just stay like that for an hour and then I'd be across state lines, but unfortunately, the train picked up a lot of speed and I was stuck clinging onto the train up until Detroit. Ever since I was a little girl, I wanted to move to a big city. You know, one of those places that musicians write songs about? A place like Albuquerque. When I finally moved to Albuquerque, it exceeded my expectations. All the glitz, all the glamour, it was incredible. And the best part was the people were really nice. It was great. I'd probably still be there today if it weren't for the puppy incident. Well, I hadn't intended on going to Detroit, but since I was there, I decided to make the most out of it. I got a job as the mascot at a children's restaurant. It was kind of a cheap ripoff of Chuck E. Cheese. And I had a costume that wasn't so much a cute mouse as a scary rat. But luckily, the kids didn't seem to mind too much, but I was only there for a little bit anyway. The first time I got my paycheck, I went to the bank and I was still in my rat costume. And unfortunately, 2 bank robbers came in, also in costume. So when the police showed up, they assumed that I was with them and arrested me along with them. I was able to sort things out at the police station and I got off, but my picture in costume was already in the newspaper, so my boss didn't like seeing his mascot on the front page of the newspaper for bank robbery, so I got fired. Oh, he was a rich person just like you'd see in the movies. I mean, he had a three-piece suit on with a jacket and a matching vest and everything. His car had a hood ornament on it, and he even had brown socks to match his brown shoes. I wouldn't know what to do with that kind of money. I think the first thing I might do would be to buy a monocle, though.
Hey, Golden Gamer, welcome. Yeah, I try to do it early enough to where it's early over here, about afternoonish to about nighttime for everybody. Oh, I'm hoping you're good too. You would pass on Mallory? Okay.
I've wanted a monocle my whole life. I've had really bad vision in one of my eyes since I was a little girl. This one time I found a pair of glasses that had a missing lens, but the lens it did have was very close to my vision needs. So I had that. It was perfect. Almost perfect. The lens was on the wrong side, so I did have to wear them upside down. Eventually, I tried to take the lens out and put it in the correct side, but when I did, the lens cracked and I couldn't wear them anymore. A little boy had lost his dog, and the entire community banded together to try to find it. Every business had some sort of poster in the window asking for people to find the dog, and I actually came across the dog, but unfortunately it was already dead, so I buried it. And then I wanted to do that thing that they do in TV shows where you replace one dead animal with a new alive animal that looks the same. So I went to every pet store in town until I found a dog that looked like the dog that I had buried that had died. I brought it to the little boy's family and they seemed so happy. It was great until about 2 weeks after that when I found out the truth. The little boy and his family weren't looking for a lost pet. Unfortunately, they were looking for a dog that had bitten the little boy. They wanted the dog to see if the dog had rabies. Since I didn't bring the correct dog back, they couldn't test the dog, and it turns out the dog that bit the little boy did have rabies. That's why he died. The story doesn't have a happy ending for the little boy, and I couldn't face the townspeople anymore, so I had to move out of Albuquerque.
Yes, okay. Yeah, time differences don't really matter. I just try to make it so that everybody has a chance to show up. Because if I do it a little bit later or earlier, like, then it's a weird time for everybody. So I try to make it this time so that everybody gets a chance to say everything that's going on.
Oh, I've done it all. I've delivered pizzas, I had an ice cream truck, I worked in a pet shop, I even worked on a cruise ship. I've had some truly wonderful jobs, but sadly nothing ever worked out. I worked at a really fancy pizza place that had a big dining room and everything. It was great. Anyway, the owner, my boss, was trying to sell it, so the potential buyers were coming in to see it and to go over the books. The owner said that we had to look as busy as possible when they came in to make a good impression, so anytime there was extra space in any of the pizza ovens, we just started making cheese pizzas. I was given the cheese pizzas anytime I was making a delivery, and I was told that I needed to just throw them in the dumpster, but I felt really weird about doing that because the town had a lot of homeless people. So instead, I decided to do a good deed and pass them out to them instead. After the potential buyer had looked through the restaurant, he was being driven back by my boss to his hotel room, and on the way, I guess they saw about 20 homeless people with our very distinct pizza boxes. I don't know what he thought, but he didn't end up buying the place after all, and I lost my job.
That one I feel bad for, because she was trying to help out the homeless. Yeah, these trophies are just dropping like flies. Had a little incident on Wednesday, but nothing bad, like, other than just, like, had to cancel a lot of games for myself to be able to pay for my gate. Someone tried to break into my place. It was not fun. You think she's lying? So definitely no for Mallory? Nobody else likes Mallory? What is your take, everybody, on Mallory? Do you like Mallory?
I got a job at a pet shop, but I only worked there a few weeks before I got fired, unfortunately. Before I worked there, I really didn't know anything about animals, so I did learn a lot on the job, thankfully. Anyway, my boss would have me open up, and then he'd come in a couple hours later, around noon. And one day, we got a hamster delivery, 2 hamsters, and my boss had left a note saying, put them in a fish tank. The thing is, my boss didn't specify it was supposed to be an empty fish tank, so I put them in a fish tank that had fish and water in it. It also had a lid on the top. Anyway, the hamsters almost drowned, but thankfully we had this machine that was pumping air into the bottom of the tank, so the little guys were really smart and they took turns breathing out of the air hose.
Skip Mallory. I do too. I don't really worry about trophies, but it's always funny when a story trophy or like a narrative game trophy just like hits ya with all the trophies back to back. Like when I was playing Walking Dead, the Telltale games Walking Dead, just kept boom, 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 boom. It was like every 5 seconds was an achievement or trophy. It's like, wow. Yeah, the person smelled of chemicals kind of person, and they were just on a tirade. They broke my gate, hopped the fence, kind of thing situation, and started spamming the doorbell, aggressively knocking, and it was really, really late. So, try my best. I did what I did. Don't ask her out? Okay. I won't. Oh, you feel Mallory's 50-50? Half BS, half truth? You could be right. Just bad luck, and then the other half is just a compulsive liar. Yeah, you could be right.
It was a dream of mine for a really long time to have my own ice cream truck. I love the idea of having my own business, being an entrepreneur, and selling wonderful sweet treats to people over jolly music. Anyway, it took a really long time, but eventually I did buy my own ice cream truck. Well, it wasn't actually an ice cream truck, it was an El Camino, and it had 2 freezers full of ice cream in the back, so anytime I wanted to sell ice cream, I'd just have to park and get out and go around back. It was great, and I'd still be doing it if I hadn't lost my license. That was the most amazing job I've ever had. It was also the shortest. Unfortunately, the first time that we went out, we actually hit an iceberg and sank like the Titanic. Some of the lifeboats got destroyed, but most people were able to get on one. The rest of us had to survive by climbing onto the iceberg.
Compulsive liar. Compulsive liar.
After the ship sank, there were over 80 of us stranded on the iceberg, and we had no way to call for help, no food, no water. So out of desperation, we took off our clothes and we tried to form a sail out of them, hoping that we could ride the iceberg to shore.
What?
The sail we made out of our clothes didn't end up working, and it didn't move the iceberg at all. Actually, after an hour, it just blew away in the wind anyway, so we were just left there half naked and freezing. Luckily, a cargo ship came upon us, and they were able to rescue us from the iceberg. But we didn't speak their language, and they didn't speak English, so we couldn't explain to them why we were all half naked on an iceberg. They dropped us off in Quebec after a very awkward trip.
No, they dropped you off at Quebec. They didn't like you. You probably were still in crap. Hey, MVL, welcome. Yeah, I have security cameras, but apparently that person was a high and didn't care about all the security stuff that I have, and still mess with stuff. So. Quietly enters 30 Konami code. Nice, MVO. Yeah, trying to give Mallory 30 lives. Apparently that's what Mallory needs. I do have locks. My gate was locked, but that person didn't want to be stopped by a lock. That's the sad part. The person was like, "Well, I'm just gonna break your lock. I'm gonna break your gate." Didn't break the lock, but broke the gate. The gate pieces fell off, and then eventually hopped over, and then after that started spamming the doorbell, and the was banging on the doors, just aggressively banging on the door, and told the cops when the cops showed up. Somebody was chasing the person and really was scared for their life. You were not scared for your life. You were sitting there smoking a cigarette waiting for me to open the door. That's not scared for your life. Apparently, yes, MVL. Everybody is stuck in icebergs somewhere. Yeah, when somebody's wanting to get somewhere and do something, they will do it. They don't care what's happening.
I wasn't just selling ice cream out of my El Camino, I was also living in it. The ice cream chests in the back were plugged into the cigarette lighter inverter, so the engine had to be running at all times so that the ice cream wouldn't melt. This made it really hard to sleep. Anyway, one night I had a few drinks and I was trying to sleep, and of course the engine was still running so that the ice cream wouldn't melt, and a policeman came over to see what was happening. I didn't know this, but you can actually get a DUI if you're drinking while your engine's on, even if you aren't moving, so I ended up being sent to prison.
Compulsive liar. Compulsive liar. YouTube didn't like that. Apparently you can't say baseball bat. Don't know why. My dog stepped on a bee? What? Oh, you're saying Mallory's the person that's like says something about when you're like your dog stepped on a bee, like a liar?
I actually got really lucky with my prison sentence. I was sentenced to 3 months in prison, but they let me out after 2. Also, I was sent in right before Christmas, which was great because on Christmas Day, they gave everybody a delicious cinnamon bun. It was the best cinnamon bun I've ever had. I guess sometimes Lady Luck is on my side. I don't know what happened to the other survivors. When we got to Quebec, we all just separated. Hitchhiking back to the United States from Canada was really unpleasant. Everyone only spoke French and I was still half naked. Luckily, someone did stop and they had a pickup truck, so they let me sit in the back, and they stopped 20 miles from the New York border, which was great because I only had about a 6-hour walk back to the States.
This person is very, very compulsive with their lying. that's what's weird. I'm not really in a rough neighborhood anymore. Like, I left the area that I was in because of that crap was happening a lot, but if they're high, and they're gonna move and do whatever they want to do. You never know. According to Mallory, we could all be stuck on an iceberg one day.
I know they say you shouldn't hitchhike because it's dangerous, but the thing is, I've had a lot of luck hitchhiking over the years. The first time that I hitchhiked, I was going from Detroit to Albuquerque, and these three really nice dudes in a hippie van picked me up. It turns out they were a traveling folk band, and they taught me how to drive so that I could drive down the highway while they were practicing in the back. It took a really long time to get to Albuquerque because they kept having to stop for shows, and we did have to camp in their van every night, but it was still great. You know, I've met my fair share of famous people over the year, but this was really cool because they were real musicians and we got to get pretty close. Also, by the time we got to Albuquerque, I was so good at driving that I passed my driver's test the first time.
Yep, a line. Everybody's like, stop lying. Oh, Amber Heard. Okay. Wow, I completely forgot about that. Now I remember, Aaron. Wow, that is like throwback. Like, what has it been, a couple months since that she said that? Dude, wow.
I met Orville Redenbacher at the airport once. It was awesome. He was in line trying to get his luggage, and I thought, should I approach him or should I not? You know, I imagine a famous popcorn magnate like that is probably constantly having groups of people swarming him trying to get his autograph. But anyway, I decided to go for it. So I went up to him and I said, I love your popcorn commercials. And he was really flattered and turned out to be a super nice guy. He even signed my cast. Anyway, that was in 1997. I found out later that he had actually died in 1995, so it couldn't have been him, but it was a really nice old man, and it was still a really fond memory.
Cut the crap, Mallory. Orville Redenbacher. It's like, she reminds me of Romy and Michelle. I invented post-it notes. What the? Oh my word. I can't right now. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I broke my arm at the zoo. You know those signs that warn you not to feed the animals?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you should really pay attention to those. I tripped over one, landed on the sidewalk, and broke my arm. It was okay though because I had an appointment at the hospital later that day anyway, so I just had my doctor fix my arm then. Oh, I wasn't at the airport to catch a flight. Sadly, I've been homeless a few times throughout my life, and one of the tricks that I picked up was that you can go to an airport and pretty easily find a place to sleep. I think they're used to having people who need to find a quiet spot because their flight is delayed or there's a long layover, so it doesn't look too weird if you find a spot and just sleep there. But there is a trick, and that's to not overstay your welcome. So after 7 or 8 hours, you gotta get out of there. Also, you should never go back to the same airport twice unless a few years have passed. You know, I found a few creative places to sleep over the years. You just gotta know the tricks.
Oh boy. Hey Chum Nasty, welcome. Hope you're doing good. Yep. Everybody's confirming Mallory is full of crap.
A lot of homeless people will choose gas stations and fast food restaurants to sleep at overnight, but I think that's actually a really bad idea because they're out in the open and the employees are probably going to have to kick them out. So When I was homeless, I always made sure to find a very hidden spot. So, for instance, I once worked at a fast food restaurant and I noticed that there was a ladder out back. So I climbed it and there was a beautiful roof that I could sleep in. Anyway, I slept there every night that I was working there and just made sure that no one saw me go up and no one saw me come down. So I had my smartphone, thankfully, to set an alarm to make sure that I'd be down in time and also get to work in time. It was working really well for a few months, but then eventually someone did see me go up on the roof. They figured out that I was sleeping there, and I did get fired, but, I can't really blame them.
I don't even know what to believe of this person anymore. Yeah, very true. Oh, they won't stop showing you on Facebook, Aaron? Ah! Tell Facebook no more! Yeah, Romeo and Michelle's such a good movie. It's so classic. I was so happy when they did a reunion and they got back together to do, like, the dance from the scene of, like, the ending when they were at the reunion. It was so cool. Oh, man.
I always thought that smartphones were such a waste of money, but honestly, once someone told me about the food delivery services and how much money you can make doing those, I had to get one. And I'm glad I did. It worked really well for a few days when I had my car, but sadly, all those miles really wore it out, and I had to bring it into the shop, and I just couldn't afford the repairs. So I ended up just getting a bus pass, and that was how I was making my food delivery runs. Didn't work quite as well. Actually, sometimes I would have to transfer to multiple buses, so it ended up taking like an hour to deliver something. Eventually, I just kind of stopped doing it. I wasn't making any money. Oh, I've been to the hospital a lot. I tend to get hurt pretty easily. I've had so many x-rays and MRIs. I'm surprised I don't have superpowers. I've broken a few bones over the years. I've been in all kinds of accidents. A hunting accident, a skydiving accident, normal stuff like that. I broke my leg hunting. I was sitting in a tree with my friend and we had a few drinks and she told a really funny joke. Anyway, I was laughing so hard that I lost my balance and I actually fell out of the tree right on an 8-point buck. They still gave me credit for the kill.
Mallory fell out of a tree, shot an 8-point buck from falling, and still hurt herself. That is a load of crap, but I like it. Very inventive with her lies. I don't know what's wrong with Mallory. Mallory's just lying. Give me a funny joke.
A beer walks into a bar and says, "Give me a whiskey and a cola." The bartender asks, "Why the long pause?" The beer shrugs and says, "I don't know, I was born with them."
Really? The dad joke?
When you see people parachuting on TV and in movies, it seems like they're being gently lowered onto the ground like a feather. But I am here to tell you that is not the case. Even with the parachute, you're actually falling really fast and impact can be really rough. I found that out the hard way. I was walking around and a skydiver landed right on top of me. Actually broke my arm in 2 places and gave me a concussion. I never saw the skydiver again, which is too bad because I'll never have a chance to thank them. Well, if it weren't for them landing on me, I wouldn't have gotten a concussion, so I wouldn't have gone to the hospital, and they wouldn't have given me an MRI, so I never would have found my brain tumor. They say there's nothing they can do for me, but at least now I know I only have 3 or 4 months left to live, so I can start checking things off my bucket list.
Oh, we're done with Mallory. No more Mallory jokes or lies. Okay. Next people or person. Let's see who we got. Oh! Hey! it! Oh, there they are! Oh my gosh! I'm so excited for this one! Another Disney Channel! Okay, so this one is Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Tell me about yourself.
I'm Alice Goodly.
I'm Walter, and this is Sarah.
It's so nice to meet you.
We're from Utah.
A blast from the past.
We are very lucky to live there. Our neighborhood is just dandy. But then again, I guess everybody says that about their hometowns.
We have friendly neighbors, a brand new school, and the best darn volunteer fire department you could ask for.
Well, it's not perfect, though. Crime has been on the rise lately.
Oh, that's true. Last Halloween, 2 houses got toilet papered.
Yeah, a bunch of us pitched in, and we got those houses cleaned up by noon. Still, it was kind of disappointing to know that something like that could happen only a few blocks away.
Cleaning up all that toilet paper was really fun, though.
That's our Sarah, always looking on the bright side of any situation.
I love the little Easter egg of them talking about Halloween. Oh, the game people, they did a good job on this one. I love it. Yeah, definitely should put a cork in it for sure. Yeah, I'm waiting for the bionic arms as well, my friends. It's not a tumor.
Being on the volunteer fire department is considered a huge honor in our town.
There are too many volunteers every year, and they can only let in so many people, so it's very competitive.
Well, the exception is on Thanksgiving. During the parade, they make everyone in town an honorary member. It's a nice gesture, and everyone gets very excited about it.
We go all out for Thanksgiving.
We go all out for all holidays in general. You should visit on Independence Day. We have a top-notch fireworks show every year.
Oh, and don't forget about the Easter egg hunt. That's my favorite.
We love this hotel. We come here every year on vacation.
We take a lot of family vacations together. The only thing better than seeing the world is seeing the world together.
This is my favorite vacation we take. I love coming here to Vegas.
That is true. It's all she talks about for months leading up to the trip.
I do get pretty excited about our vacation time.
I'm liking them too. Yeah, it's so cool to see them from Halloween Town. They are actors and actresses. They were in Halloween Town from Disney Channel, if you remember those movies. Which actually, it's almost Halloween. Like, October is right around the corner. Yes! I'm gonna be watching that movie. But yeah, they are all... Well, I don't know the person in the middle. I don't know who she is. So, probably somebody, another actor or actress, because it seems like I'm getting a general theme that these are all people from either TV shows, TV movies, stuff like that. So I could, well, we'll see the cast list when it pops up on the credits, and we'll figure it out.
You'd think the hunt was just about the kids, but it's just as much fun for us grown-ups, too. The night before the hunt, all the adults get together and spend a few hours hiding the eggs. The next day, all the kids spend a few hours looking for them. It's like the adults get to play, too.
Sarah takes hiding Easter eggs very seriously. Some of the places she finds to hide them are downright diabolical.
Well, I remember what it was like hunting for eggs as a kid. The best feeling was when you'd find an egg in a hard-to-find spot. If someone doesn't hide them in places like that, then the kids won't get a chance to feel like that.
Sarah never does anything without giving it her best effort. You should hear her music lessons.
I'm liking them so far, but I'm waiting for like a twist or something to happen where they just like say that they've done something horribly bad. Because the last two, so we had Ashley and Mallory, and those two had something wrong with them. So I'm waiting for these group of people to have something wrong with them as well. I'm guessing their brother-sister dynamic is what I'm seeing, maybe? Yeah, she has a YouTube channel, the one on the far left. She also has an Etsy store, in a lot of other shows and TV shows I've seen. Oh my goodness, almost a year old. Oh, I love the babies. Oh, Chum Nasty, that's so cute.
I take 2 weeks vacation from my dental practice each year so we can go on a family trip.
It's safe to say our Las Vegas trips are our favorite. This is our 3rd year in a row coming here.
Next year, I'll be old enough to go to the casino floor.
Sarah won't be 21 until next month.
Oh, and I forgot, she also has an Instagram where she and fun fact, she actually is dating or engaged to another person from Halloween Town, the one that was her arch nemesis in the show / movie. It's really cute.
My father and grandfather were both dentists. All the men in my family were. Well, except for my brother Stephen. It's a family tradition.
Stephen is quite the rebel. He lives by his own rules.
He's a pediatrician in Salt Lake City. That's clear across the state from us.
He only comes to visit a few times a year, usually on holidays.
We do drive up to Salt Lake City once in a while. My friend Linda lives there too, so we get to visit her and Stephen in one trip.
Linda! This is just my game! This is meant for me! Hallelujah! This is my game! Linda's in the game! Las Vegas! This is my game! Oh my gosh, I'm leaving those questions for last. Let's do Salt Lake City.
Our trips to Salt Lake City are one of the few things we have trouble agreeing on. There's just so much to do, and everybody wants to do something different.
I like to go to the zoo, Sarah likes the planetarium, and Walter likes the Natural History Museum.
We started playing a board game right before our trip. The winner gets to pick where we go.
Sarah usually wins, but she's very gracious when she does. Last time she won, she picked the zoo to make Alice happy.
I won twice in a row. I would have felt selfish if I picked the planetarium both times. Plus, we hadn't gone to the zoo in forever. It wouldn't have been fair.
Isn't she just the best?
Sarah's learning to play the piano.
I'm not that good, but I'm trying really hard to get better.
Well, at the rate she's improving, though, she might be a famous musician by this time next year.
She's exaggerating. I wouldn't want to be famous anyway. Piano for me is just like a hobby, like you're knitting or daddy's gardening.
This is the best. Yeah, Rose Red. Yeah. She was in Rose Red. Yeah. Such a good Oh no, that's not the actress who's in Rose Red. Was it? No. Oh no, I'm thinking of the one who played her sister. Oh yeah, Bring It On the House was such a good movie too. Yeah, I love Rose Red. I have that DVD. It's such a good movie series. Anything to do with like all these good actors and actresses, I love it. I wish I could get it more.
When people get famous, they move to a big city so they can make lots of money. Once they've made all that money, they move to the place they really want to live. I already live in the best place I can imagine, so why would I leave in the first place?
I like to make sure my family's eating at least some natural organic food.
Everything is so processed these days, and you can really taste the difference when you eat fresh vegetables straight from the garden.
Daddy works really hard on his garden.
I don't consider it work. I enjoy it. Plus, it gives me a chance to spend time outside.
Adults are weird. They can do anything they want, but if they want to, I don't know, play in the yard, they won't do it unless they find an excuse.
I love Sarah's outlook on life.
Yeah, I saw that. It was a good one too. Like the sequel. Like, just weird endings. Yeah, there is a sequel. Well, technically, it's a prequel. You get to find out what happened to the family of the house. Like, you get to see what was going on with them. So, I recommend finding it. I think you can find it on YouTube or, if not, search, and it's probably like on Tubi TV and or Hulu or somewhere around there, because Stephen King's making the rounds since the new movie It has been out. I liked It. I didn't like the sequel to the second It. Wasn't as fun or good.
I do crocheting and knitting. I make clothes and blankets that I donate to local homeless shelters.
We used to just donate money, but there are just too many people in need. There's never enough money to go around, and winters get very cold in Utah.
And since we're able to buy fabric in bulk, we're able to donate 5 or 6 times as many supplies as we could otherwise.
The hats she makes are really nice too. They're so much more comfortable than anything you can buy at a store.
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
Okay.
A few years ago, we heard that Las Vegas had undergone some changes and was very family friendly now. Once we heard that, we just had to come check it out.
And we were not disappointed. There's a lot more to do here than just gambling and attending wild rock concerts. There's an aquarium, a history museum, and gondola rides.
We even found a soup kitchen that lets us volunteer every time we come here.
We do participate in some of the wilder activities too. Last year, we toured the Pinball Hall of Fame. I figured we are in Vegas after all, we might as well get a little crazy while we're here.
I feel like they're lying. I feel like something's gonna happen. Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought she was dating somebody else. The other actor from the I'm confused now. Thank you for helping me out with that one. Hey Jerry, welcome. Good morning. Yeah, it's a good one. I definitely recommend. If you do like Rose Red, you get to see the backstory of what happened to the mom and the family and everybody else. Like, they actually do have the kids. It's really creepy and good. I recommend it. Let's ask about Linda.
Linda was my best friend back in high school. She was a bit of a troublemaker back then. To be honest, I was a bit of a rascal myself.
It's true. Alice and Linda were big mischief makers. Now, it may seem hard to believe now, but Alice was quite the prankster in her teenage years.
How come I've never heard about this before?
Well, I'm not very proud of some of the things I did, so I don't talk about them much.
Can you tell me about one of them? Please.
Okay. Every April Fool's Day, Linda and I would send someone a pizza they didn't order as a prank. We paid cash, so it couldn't be traced back to us. And we'd also tip the drivers so they wouldn't get stiffed in the gratuity.
I hope none of those people were trying to lose weight. That could knock someone off their diet.
We were young and reckless. We didn't think about the consequences back then.
I understand. I certainly got into my fair share of trouble when I was younger.
That wasn't even a prank. They paid for the pizza. I'm a bad mischief person, apparently. Kingdom Hospital. I'm not sure. Yeah. They're wild and crazy kids.
None of us gamble, but I don't understand why it has such a bad reputation.
I've never gambled before, but I do want to try it when I turn 21 next year.
I've tried it. Gambling isn't really for me, but it seems like an innocent enough pastime.
We've never been to a rock concert. We really should go sometime, though.
Walter wasn't the biggest fan of rock music for the longest time, but it was Sarah that convinced him to give it a try.
All the rock music I heard growing up just seemed so edgy. I figured it wasn't for me.
Daddy just hadn't listened to the right bands.
That's true, because I wasn't the biggest fan of rock music either, when all I ever heard were wild groups like the Beatles and Billy Joel. If Sarah hadn't shown me that there were less rowdy bands out there, I'd probably still be missing out.
It is amazing how much Sarah's changed our lives. We all love doing charity work, but to be honest, Alice and I don't find nearly as much time as we should. Sarah, on the other hand, always finds the time.
She volunteers every week at an assisted living facility, a food bank, and an animal shelter. I wish I had her youthful energy.
Thank you. They're just being modest. They both do plenty.
When I was younger, I did what I could. Now all I really do is make the occasional donation.
What about when we went to the beach last summer?
That's true. We spent the day cleaning the beach, and we had a contest among ourselves to see who could collect the most trash bags worth of litter.
Daddy won by a full bag.
It doesn't matter who fills the most bags. What matters is doing our part for the environment.
Every piece of litter you pick up off the beach is one less piece that'll make it into the ocean. That's what Daddy always says.
Hyping up Sarah way too much. I don't know what's going on. I feel like something's wrong. Newer, I believe it came out like last year, this game. So it's an indie game. A small team of people made this game, and you can find it for cheap right now. It's on sale if you have PlayStation 4 or 5. I don't think that they're the parents. I think they are brother and sister to Sarah. I think that's because they said in the beginning that their brother Steven is a rebel and lives somewhere else. So I think they're all brothers and sisters, like together. Well, you need to watch it then, freak, if you have it.
I've been helping out at the shelter for over a year now. I love working with the animals.
We used to be part of the neighborhood pet patrol.
Whenever anyone in our town lost a pet, we'd post flyers and work the phones until that family had their missing member back.
I miss doing that.
We used to be part of the pet patrol, but it's handled online now. I hear it's very efficient, but we don't have the internet in our house, so we're not part of it anymore.
I love volunteering there.
Some of Sarah's best friends are residents there.
She's talking about Harold and Eleanor. I've learned so much from them.
They love having her there too. They tell me all the time.
Walter and I thought we did our fair share of volunteering, but Sarah puts us to shame.
It really shouldn't count as work if it's fun to do.
I know people who have internet in their homes, and it does seem pretty useful, but there is a lot of bad stuff online.
I've been online, and there's a lot of good stuff on there too.
I'm sure it has its uses. It's just too easy to stumble across unpleasant language or other bad things. I just don't want it in my home.
Walter's dental practice does have its own website. People can book appointments online.
My secretary Janet runs the site for me. We have internet at the office, and she is great at using it. She spends some of her downtime on a website called the TikTok.
Oh, I've never heard of that one. What is it for?
Honestly, I have no idea. Janet has showed it to me multiple times, and I just can't wrap my head around it.
They're a little creepy. Well, hello, Johnny. Thank you. Happy Saturday to you, too. Appreciate it. I'm not sure 100%. I'm trying to figure this out because it seems a little weird. They're a little creepy. Like, there's something hidden. Like, Ashley was upfront with her weirdness, and Mallory was just a compulsive liar. I feel like they're lying, too. I feel like all three of these are lying people. They don't have internet. They don't like to do things like that. I feel like there's a hidden path to them. Like, we gotta figure it out. What's going on? Yeah, I'm waiting for some, like, plot twist, everybody. So get ready. Eleanor Rigsby.
Eleanor was a phone operator for most of her life. From what she says, there was a time when operators had to manually make phone calls go through. I can't even wrap my head around that.
I've known Eleanor for years. She organized the town's first bake sale, and she always had the best Christmas decorations every year when I was growing up.
Our town gets very into Christmas lights. Walking around and looking at all the decorated houses, it's a tradition for us.
I prefer driving around. It's a lot warmer.
Can't disagree with that. Sarah and I don't like the cold weather as much as Walter does.
Oh, I've always loved the winter. Playing outside in the snow is one of my favorite things growing up. I've made more than my fair share of snowmen.
I'm more of a summer girl.
Me too. Harold is the friendliest person you'll ever meet. He can go on for hours about the past.
He used to own the hardware store in town when I was a kid. They had a toy section that was only a few feet wide, but it felt like a full toy store to us kids.
You know, the way you're going on about the past makes you sound a little like Harold.
Well, I don't think I'm quite the storyteller Harold is. He really likes to go into detail.
That's true. He once told me a story about toilet paper that lasted for 20 minutes. It was a good story.
We've all heard that one. Harold likes to go on and on about how toilet paper rolls have gotten smaller and smaller over the years. So now you have to buy a 12-pack of toilet paper just to get the same amount of toilet paper that used to come in a 4-pack.
He has a point. I mean, if they still made them like they used to, my grocery trips would be a lot easier. When I was little, a tornado hit our town. 2 families lost their homes.
Oh my gosh.
Language, honey.
Sorry, Daddy.
Eleanor hosted a bake sale to raise money for those families.
The bake sale turned into an annual event. They raise money for a new cause every year.
It's a really big deal. Everyone in town goes.
Alice actually runs the bake sale now. She took over for Eleanor when she retired.
Wait, he called her honey. So are they in a relationship? Okay, now I'm confused. Hey Richard, welcome. W, what's up in the house? Yeah, I'm now confused. He just called her honey. So maybe they are together. Maybe they are their parents. I don't know. I'm confused now.
Sarah used to only volunteer there once a month. She wanted to work more, but they didn't need the help.
True, but when Sarah wants something, she finds a way to make it happen.
While working there, I learned that a lot of the local homeless people were illiterate.
She talked them into letting her use their facility to hold a literacy class once a week.
It's every Friday night from 6 to 9. There wasn't a lot of attendance at first, but it's a pretty full class now, and I've made some good friends there too.
It's the one night a week that I let Sarah stay out until 9:30 now. I don't want her coming home that late, but she's really making a difference in people's lives.
I've known Janet for years. She's in my book club.
I play golf with her husband, Frank. They're good people.
Frank and Janet invited us up to their fishing cabin this weekend, but we had to turn them down.
We didn't want to be rude by declining, but fishing really isn't our cup of tea.
I just don't see how snatching another life form from their home could be fun. What did those poor fishies ever do to us?
One thing you should never do is stiff a service worker. Tips are most of their income.
I'm ashamed to admit I am guilty of that myself. There was a time where I didn't know you were supposed to tip housekeepers when you stayed at a hotel. I'd been traveling for years before I realized it. I have no idea how many housekeepers I stiffed without realizing it.
A lot of people aren't sure when they're supposed to tip and when they aren't. It's a big problem.
Well, I don't use a smartphone myself, but I hear one of the big problems these days is people don't know they're supposed to tip app workers.
I thought everyone knew that one. We're a flip phone family.
I love flip phones. They're inexpensive, the battery lasts a full week, and they don't break when you drop them.
I like knowing Sarah has plenty of charge on her phone in case she needs a ride.
Well, you know, if I had a smartphone, I wouldn't have to bother you or Daddy when I need a ride. I could just use an app.
She's talking about those rideshare services. I just don't understand those. I mean, when I was growing up, we were taught never to talk to strangers on the internet and not to get into a car with a stranger. But now there's an app that literally lets you summon a stranger on the internet so you can get in their car. I don't understand why they're so popular.
I'm sure there's plenty of useful apps on those things, but everybody that I know that has a smartphone, they just text each other. I prefer having to call someone. It's more of a social interaction for me.
Yep, confirmed. Yep. We were all, you were correct, Golden Gamer. They do look young to be parents. Something's going on, something's fishy. I'm waiting for the plot twist to this beautiful family. Stranger danger. Oh man. I'm good. What's up? I hope you're doing good. I don't know if you're working or not, W. Oh, really? Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe that's, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Could be another, because it seems like weird that every single person so far have been like somewhere I've noticed, except for Mallory, the actress who plays Mallory. I don't know where she's from, but she could be another TV actor or actress that we don't know.
Walter likes the winter, but you will not catch me outside if there's snow on the ground.
We've never helped Daddy shovel snow once. We just stay inside with the heat cranked up.
Believe me, they more than make up for it in the summertime. I can't remember the last time I watered the lawn.
We do love finding excuses to work outside during the summer.
I'm starting a charity car wash. I already have a bunch of other girls signed up. We're starting on Memorial Day.
I love the car wash idea. There are always plenty of worthy charities that need the money.
Plus, it's a lot of fun. It's like getting to go to a water park for free. I've caused as much trouble as anyone. I was once suspended from school for smoking. Another time I got detention for a whole week for cutting class. I'm no angel. I skipped study hall and snuck into the school gym. The principal caught me and I got a week's detention. It's really not a very interesting story.
Well, that's not the whole story, is it? You didn't mention why you went to the gym.
I was helping to set up a surprise party for the principal. His 25th anniversary at our school was coming up, so we had to do something for him. My study hall teacher knew and gave me permission to skip class, but I couldn't say that without ruining the surprise party. Still feel bad about lying to the principal.
Now, honey, lying is sometimes okay when it's to help the person you're lying to, like when we got you your glasses.
I know, Daddy, but it still feels wrong.
Lies! You're not doing a surprise party in the gym. Oh, we are cracking into the surface now, everybody. Sarah's a bad person. Oh, you're not at work? Okay, good. I'm glad everybody is able to just chill. Psycho talk. We're cracking the surface, everybody.
Sarah used to babysit a little girl named Emily. She really looked up to Sarah. She always said she wanted to be just like her when she grew up.
One day, Emily had to get glasses, and she looked really cute, but she hated how they looked. She was super self-conscious about it, and she couldn't even stand to go to school anymore.
That's when Sarah came to me and asked if I could get her vision checked. She figured if she wore glasses too, then Emily wouldn't feel so bad about them anymore.
Daddy took me to get tested, but unfortunately my vision was 20/20.
I've never seen somebody so disappointed to have good vision. That's when I took Sarah to the mall to get her a pair of fake glasses.
Daddy's the best. I started wearing them whenever I was around Emily, and it worked like a charm. She started liking her own glasses almost immediately. I was walking to my next class when a kid I didn't know dropped a pack of cigarettes. I instinctively picked them up for him, but just as I did, a teacher happened to see me holding them and sent me to the principal's office. I couldn't say they weren't mine without telling on the other kids, so I got suspended.
It worked out for the best. The kid eventually felt bad that Sarah was taking the blame for him and told the principal what really happened. Then he later became Sarah's first boyfriend.
Oh, Sarah's boyfriend's a bad influence. Yes. Oh, that's why she was meeting up in the gym. She got a new boyfriend, everybody. Oh, all the lies are spreading around. We got another Mallory in our hands.
It's not what it sounds like. A couple of girls at school were playing a prank on this kid, Tommy. He was really unpopular. They pretended he had a secret admirer and started passing him all these fake notes. They were just building up his hopes to crush them. Eventually, so many kids got in on the prank that nobody even knew where it started. I didn't want to see him get hurt, so I pretended I was the admirer and we dated for 2 months. He turned out to be a nice guy, but I was only 17 at the time and nowhere near ready for a boyfriend yet.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the finale. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's on sale right now, so it's really cheap. Jump nasty. Oh no, the truth is out.
I love water parks. One of my favorite things about living in Utah is that we have so many of them.
I'm a bit of a water slide enthusiast myself.
I'm not really into the water slides. My favorite part is the lazy river.
I think Sarah's favorite part is all the attention she gets from boys when she gets to wear her bathing suit.
That's nice too, but I've always loved water parks. My parents used to take me all the time when I was growing up.
My favorite ride is the one where you have to cross a bunch of lily pads while holding on to the rope.
Walter always makes it across, though. I mean, that defeats the purpose. You're supposed to fall in. What's the point of going to a water park if you're not going to get wet?
I like the challenge. It's hard to get across. Plus, my feet get wet.
I don't think he gets it.
Hey, Budget, welcome. I'm good. I hope you're doing good. Are you still over there? Not sure if you want everybody to know, but are you still over there where you are traveling? Yeah. It's the title of the game. The game is called Vegas Tales. We are currently in Vegas. There's a friend named Linda in this game. And it's the game for me. It's meant for me.
My mom and dad live just a few blocks away from us, so I get to see them all the time.
Oh, did you think Sarah was our daughter? We get that a lot.
I just don't understand why so many people think we're related. I don't see the resemblance.
Yeah, Sarah and I aren't related, but we are married to the same daddy.
We met Sarah when she was 18 and fell in love right away. She became my second wife 6 months later.
Well, I can never live up to his first wife, but Alice is amazing.
Oh, Sarah's just being modest. She is an incredible wife.
She's a crackerjack in the bedroom as well.
That's just because I had such a great teacher.
Oh my God. Sarah's the real teacher. Did you know that you could use your feet in the bedroom? We had never heard of such a thing. But Sarah showed us, and now, by golly, Walter can't get enough of it.
And don't forget the thing you do that Alice likes. I have no idea how she comes up with these things.
Well, I didn't invent them.
No,
I learned them on the internet.
No, they didn't.
The internet doesn't seem that bad. Maybe we should think about getting a computer.
Can we, Daddy, please?
Don't you dare call him Daddy. What the hell? I can't right now. I'm crying. Oh my gosh. I'm laughing and crying. Oh, wow. That plot twist was just such a good one. Oh, we cracked the case, everybody. We figured it out. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, I'm crying and laughing. Oh my gosh. That was a really interesting plot twist. You are now awake, like all of us. I woke up. I was not expecting that one at all. Okay. What's up for the next person, whatever. Here we go. Wow, okay. Becca and Todd. Hello, Becca and Todd. What is your weirdness that you bring to the table?
My name is Becca.
And I'm Todd.
We're from New York City.
Young love. Oh, they're in love. They bring it out right away.
This is where Todd said we had to stay when we came to Vegas.
Yeah, we're in town for our wedding.
We actually ran into the owner of the hotel while we were checking in, and he overheard us saying we were getting married, so he upgraded us to a big suite, which was such a nice surprise.
And he was even more surprised when he asked if we wanted to be interviewed for your book. I mean, this is certainly turning out to be a memorable trip.
I would hope it'd already be memorable, but with our wedding and all.
Oh, of course. That was a poor choice of words on my part. Oh, I mean, I love New York. We have the best sports teams, the best nightclubs, the best restaurants. It's such an incredible place to live.
Even if I didn't have to live there for work, I don't think I could ever move.
Yeah, I mean, there are just so many things you can only get in New York you can't get anywhere else. You should really visit if you haven't been before.
There's this brony convention Todd goes to every year. I mean, even if we moved, he'd have to go back every year. No way he could miss it. It's all he talks about for a month leading up to it.
Nice, we have a brony. Hello, welcome, SN. It's gonna be weird. We already had one who was just upfront with her weirdness, one who was a passive-aggressive liar, who just compulsively lied. Then we had that situation. let's see what this weirdness is gonna bring for us today.
A Las Vegas wedding was her idea.
Please don't
I
say
told
this
her
is
we
a
could
brother
get
and
married
sister.
Anywhere that she wanted.
Vegas seemed perfect. It's affordable and it can double as a honeymoon.
Oh, plus it has casinos. She loves those.
Oh, and it has strip clubs. Todd loves those. He actually made a list of all the clubs he wants to see before we leave.
It was just a list of places. And there's one club on the list, but it's places that I want to see from the outside.
Todd grew up in a very religious household, so he can be a little embarrassed about these things. It's okay, sweetie. I've seen your list. It's perfectly normal for a man to want to see naked ladies. It's a convention for My Little Pony fans.
Yeah, it's not as bad as it sounds.
I mean, lots of adults go. Actually, it's almost entirely adults who go. Yeah, I think the TV show is super sweet, but I've only been with Todd once. They don't really like girls going. I think it kind of messes with the whole bro part of brony.
I wanted to get married in a church back home, but Becca wanted to do something original. Isn't that right, dear?
Yet we also couldn't afford a big wedding. You know, Todd's work has been a little slow lately.
I'm an actor, and all actors have dry spells. Just part of the industry. Plus, Becca has a lot of debt, so we probably shouldn't be spending too much money right now.
Right now, he's actually playing Elmo in Times Square. He takes his picture with tourists all day. He's so cute in the costume.
Yeah, I'm not Elmo.
Okay. Legally, he is a generic red creature, but we all know who he's supposed to be. I think street performer is more of an appropriate term. He's never done any sort of stage acting.
But I do have some exciting things lined up. Actually, I'm going to be in an upcoming film in New York.
It's a role in an unpaid student film, but it's a great start.
It's a very promising student film. It's going to be seen by a lot of people, and the exposure is worth more than the money, believe me.
It's a film about campus safety. They say that new students are going to see it for years to come. I just wish Todd had booked a speaking part. He has the talent.
Oh, well, thank you, dear. Thank you.
Okay, wow. I'm hoping not either. Oh yeah, no worries, Aaron. Go feed the dogs. We're almost done, it looks like, because I think there's only 4 people that the guy said, or 4 interviews to go through. So we're almost done, I believe, because this is the last interview. I remember Mr. Davenport saying that there was only 4 interviews, so no worries. I don't think we're going to be, done in, 10 minutes. I think you got some time. You're good. I'm hoping not. But you never know. We got a plot twist that was wild.
Todd's family is very religious, very devout.
Well, I'm not as devout as the rest of them.
Oh, no, you're just being modest. He's the only boyfriend I've ever had who insisted on keeping his virginity until we get married. I mean, how impressive is that?
Oh, it's not that big of a deal.
It's kind of a big deal. I've had to go over a year without it, so.
We've been together for 2 years, dear.
I checked someone off my list last year. We promised we wouldn't have to tell each other that. The baseball player.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh, I'm not a student. I just responded to an ad on the internet.
He actually dropped out of high school.
I wanted to focus on my career. Yeah, I was actually working for a cell phone company at the time, and it was a great job. I was making good money, and I wanted to move up, but they downsized, and a lot of us lost our jobs.
They laid off all the sign spinners at once, which was such a shame because Todd was so talented at it.
Oh,
We actually met when he was sign spinning on the corner at my apartment. He caught my eye right away. Yeah, I took out a lot of student loans. I would have been more than happy going to an affordable law school, but Daddy insisted I go to Harvard if I wanted to work at the family firm. So I will probably be paying that off for years. I don't know why Todd puts up with me and all my baggage.
Don't.
So I just moved out of my parents' house into my parents' apartment building, and I didn't really know my way around the area. So I was running late for a meeting, and when I went outside, I saw Todd spinning his little arrow sign on the corner. So I went up to him and asked for directions, and instead of just telling me where to go, he spun his sign all impressively and pointed in the right direction.
Yeah.
That was like the cutest thing.
Oh, well. She came back after her meeting and she asked for my number, and we went on our first date the next day. And I knew she was the one after our first date.
Mm. I knew it after the third.
Oh, did you?
She doesn't sound very impressed. Marrying for money. Yeah. Yeah. I believe we're gonna get somewhere.
Kennedy, Seymour, and Cartwright. Michael Kennedy's my father. Barbara Cartwright is my mother. It's not the biggest firm in New York, but we do all right. My father doesn't really like Todd.
Oh, maybe at first, but I think we get along better now.
Todd really wants to impress my dad. That's actually part of the reason why we're having this budget wedding. I'm sure Daddy would have paid for a big wedding if I asked, but Todd wants to prove to him that we're self-sufficient.
And we are.
You know, my parents didn't get married until years after they'd already been legal partners. At that point, my mom had already a long list of clients, a really great reputation, so that's why she kept her own last name.
Yeah, plus they would have had to change the name of the law firm. I mean, they had to print new business cards, order new signs. It would have been a big hassle, right?
That's why I'm keeping my last name. So if everything goes according to plan right before my dad retires, I will get made partner at the firm. That way there will still be a Kennedy in the name. Also, Becca Boner just doesn't really have a great ring to it for a lawyer.
It doesn't bother me. If she wants to keep her own last name to help her career, I'm in full support.
Todd's actually thinking about taking my last name. That way, if we ever adopt children, we won't have to explain why we have different last names.
Yeah.
This is getting funny. True, but not yet, though. So we gotta figure out what's going on with this one.
You know that list every couple makes of people they're allowed to sleep with if they ever get the chance to without it being considered cheating?
Yeah, which isn't really fair because I don't sleep with anyone and she knows that. So.
Well, I've been trying to change that for the past 2 years.
I'm sorry, but I'm trying to get into heaven, so.
Really? Well, I've been trying to get him into heaven for the last 2 years with no luck.
Well, aren't you supposed to be only putting famous people on your list who you don't know?
Well, I didn't know him when I made the list. I just so happened to meet him a year later.
Oh, convenient.
Besides, Todd put my sister on his list.
That was meant as a compliment alone, okay? She knows that I would never sleep with anyone besides Becca.
Yeah, my sister did not take it as a compliment. She's still kind of mad about it.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
My little sister Rachel, she's so competitive. It's kind of annoying. So I was kind of a prodigy in middle school, so I skipped a grade, and then she skipped 2 grades, and then I graduated 5th in my class at Harvard. So she graduated 4th. It's like her only goal in life is to be just marginally better than me at everything she does.
The two of them have been at it since they were very young. Everything is a competition between them.
Yeah, competition, I rarely win. But luckily she did not go into the legal field. She took the easy route. Medicine. I'm kidding. No, if she had joined the family firm, I'm sure she would have been made partner 2 years before me, despite being 2 years younger, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, Becca here loves the idea of adopting children.
Also, we can't really have children of our own because Todd's been sterile ever since his motorcycle accident.
Yeah. Oh, at least my accident was cool.
Seymour was an older man at the firm. He retired when I was very young. I didn't know him very well. His friend Greg jumped over a bunch of people on his motorcycle trying to make a viral video. So Todd and all these guys, they were laid down head to toe leading up to the ramp. And Greg almost made it, but his back tire came down right between Todd's legs.
We don't need to describe every detail.
Oh, right. I actually have it on video if you want me to send it to you.
That's not necessary.
We streamed The Notebook at my place. All my past boyfriends had refused to watch it with me. Todd not only agreed, but he cried multiple times while watching it. I knew right then if he ever proposed to me, I'd have to say yes.
That's just so cute. Ah, okay. That's a plausible and that's okay. Let's see what happens. You might be right, W. Let's find out.
Yeah, Greg is my best friend. He's a great guy. He's a guitar player.
No, he's hilarious. He does this bit every time I see him where he tries to convince me to dump Todd and go out with him instead. It's so funny. It sounds a little mean, but it's obviously a joke. He does it right in front of Todd. I promise you, it's very funny. Maybe you have to be there.
It's not that funny.
No, it's very funny.
Not that funny. Oh, there were a lot of them. Am I right?
They were all so full of themselves. They were either rich or famous, or both rich and famous. The worst combination. That doesn't impress me.
They weren't as great as they sound, okay?
No, some were actually very cool. But I don't really talk to them anymore. Todd gets a little jealous when I do. But Todd hangs out with all of his ex-girlfriends, except Lily, of course. But, I'm not really worried about them. If he's not sleeping with me, he's definitely not sleeping with them, so...
Oh, Lily, she was just the worst. I wasted 6 months of my life dating her, and that is all that needs to be said.
She used to physically abuse Todd. I'm so proud of him for breaking up with her. Even more for talking about it.
It's not really what she makes it sound like. She doesn't know the whole picture.
I mean, Todd could have easily defended himself. But the thing about Todd is he would never hit a woman. Ever.
Well, no real man ever would.
Especially Lily. I mean, I don't think I could hit a 95-pound elderly woman either.
Yeah.
What? Oh, okay. That was a weird twist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Greg is in a band. They're always trying to get me to join.
It's a Kiss tribute band called Hug with 2 Gs. Their whole gimmick is that they only play acoustic versions of Kiss songs.
Yeah, that's the reason why I'm not going to join.
That and Todd only plays the calliope. That's that steam organ they use in the circus, Kiss only uses it in one song, so I don't really see why Todd would have to join. I used to date this famous singer. I'm not going to name drop because that's gauche, but you definitely know who he is.
A lot of women have been with musicians, and to be honest with you, we all know that musicians are not one-woman men.
It was actually pretty serious between us. I mean, he asked me to move in with him. I met his parents. It was kind of the real deal.
Oh, well, I guess he was a good one, but I feel bad for her because he broke up with her.
Actually, I never told Todd this, but I was still with the singer when I met him. I didn't break up with the singer until we became official. It's crazy to think, if I hadn't met Todd when I did, I totally could have been married to the wrong person right now.
So, you cheated on him with me?
So I never told you this.
Gotcha.
We had one in our house when we were growing up, and I actually didn't have any interest in playing it, but I learned it because it was there. So
He's kind of shy about performing in front of other people. I totally used to be the same way when performing gymnastics in front of an audience, so I totally get it. He keeps promising he'll play it for me, but he never does.
I promised her that I would play it for her birthday, and I will.
My birthday was 3 days ago.
I meant next year.
Holding you to it.
Okay.
My parents own a small apartment building on the Upper East Side. They let me live there rent-free. I just pay for utilities. Todd's gonna move in with me once we're married. Apricot's gonna have to move out, but it's totally gonna be worth it. My puppy, her name's Apricot. Unfortunately, Todd is severely allergic to dogs, so She can't be living with us, but I'm sure it won't be hard to find someone who wants to adopt an adorable little teacup Pomeranian. I'll miss her, though. Todd's proposal was the most unique one I ever had.
How many people have proposed to you before me?
You were the fourth. I told you this. Oh, the first guy was at the Eiffel Tower. Ugh, so cliche. Second guy did the whole, wedding ring at the bottom of a champagne flute at the 5-star restaurant on Valentine's Day. We've all seen it.
Yeah, these guys have no originality.
The third guy was the worst. He had the proposal up on the Jumbotron at a basketball game. Like, how was that supposed to impress me? He literally owned the basketball team. He could make it say anything he wanted. That sort of stuff, it doesn't go far with me.
Yeah, and I guess I'm just the lucky one. What's the next question?
Okay, so Todd was helping me lose weight at the time.
She asked me to help.
And, I'd asked this of other boyfriends before, and they always dismissed me. They were like, "Hun, you're perfect as you are." And I was like, I don't want you dismissing me. If something's important to me, I want my boyfriend to take it seriously,
Again,
too.
I was just trying to help. That's all I was.
Oh, he did more than that. He tracked my weight loss. He kept a log of everything I was eating. I mean, it was like having my own personal trainer at home.
Yeah, it was, she laid out everything she wanted me to do, and I just did what she asked me to.
And there was like this stubborn last few pounds I just could not seem to get off no matter what. So Todd told me he would marry me if I hit my target weight. And that was all the incentive I needed. I shed those last 3 pounds.
What?
Stat. I lost it so fast he didn't even have time to save up for the ring.
Well, I thought I was going to have more time.
I literally just didn't eat for 4 days. It was all the motivation I needed.
What?
We just decided to skip the whole engagement ring thing and the wedding band thing. It's such an outdated concept. Plus, Todd thinks it's a waste of money.
Well, engagement rings are a scam. There's a great Adam Ruins Everything video about that, actually.
Yeah, plus I deal with a lot of high-profile clients at work, so if I had a ring, it would have to be huge, something that Todd couldn't afford, really. I know that sounds shallow, but, people really do judge you for the clarity and size of your diamonds, so it's best I just don't have one at all. Our firm represents a number of well-known clientele. I'm not really at liberty to name names, but there's a few athletes and politicians who you might have heard of.
I was actually an athlete. I was the star player on my high school football team. And I would have gone pro. Everyone would know my name, but I had a knee injury, so.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look at him. He would have totally made the NFL had it not been for the injury. I mean, once he kicked a 20-yard field goal in a high school game, that is extremely unheard of, from what I understand. I almost went pro in gymnastics, but that didn't work out for me either.
What is going on with this couple? They don't make any sense at all. I have no idea what is going on. This is a weird couple. Hey, Wolfpack, welcome. This is a FMV game called Vegas Tales. Literally, it's just a high-profile person says that he is diagnosed with terminal cancer and needs somebody to take over his casino. So you go in and you literally interview four interviews. There's a couple people and then two groups of people. And you don't know why they're being interviewed. You just know that he asked you to interview them. It's your job. So you're going in and you're interviewing people. And you got Ashley, who is a weirdo. She's outright, she works in a magic act in the hotel. Mallory is just a passive-aggressive liar who was counting cards. And Mr. Davenport believed that she was not in any wrong. And so gave her a job there. Sarah, I don't even know what I think Sarah's just a local a person that keeps visiting every year and is a sister wife. And then these two, I don't know what these two are for. I don't know how they know Mr. Davenport really. No clue whatsoever. Hey, Spirit, welcome. Shenanigans for sure. Welcome back, Aaron. I don't know how far we are in the game. I think we're getting close to the end. I think we're almost done because we did the 3 interviews and so this is the 4th one. So I'm leaning towards Ashley. I don't know how everybody else is feeling, but as so far, all the interviews, I don't want Mallory, the passive-aggressive liar. Clearly don't know what's going on with that Sarah person. These two I can't make out, so I'm gonna stick with Ashley. I don't know if everybody else is there. Hey, Rukin, welcome. So I don't know. I'm leaning towards the person who's just upfront with me and telling me that. Oh, nice. He's going to the college game too, or is he just chilling at home watching the college game? I don't know. We'll find out.
When I was very little, I trained under the famous Italian gymnastics coach, Sergio Andolini. My parents were convinced I was going to make it to the Olympics. I had the leotards and...
That's enough. Sergio Andolini isn't a real person, all right? We're not married. The only reason I said we were married is because I wanted to get a free room upgrade at the hotel.
As you can tell, he's a cheapskate.
Well, as you can tell, she is a hooker.
Okay, I'm not a hooker. I am a sex worker.
Oh, so I'm so
and we didn't even have sex because you were busy crying the whole time.
Not
so...
true, not true, not true.
No, it is kind of true. The only reason I'm still sitting next to this person is because I wanted to be paid for this book, so... And now, you've ruined it, so thank you.
I ruined it?
Yeah,
You're
did.
the one who made me look like a complete loser.
He kind of is.
That, you know what? I don't even... I'm sorry for wasting your time. Goodbye.
Can I still get paid?
That's a hell no. We're not picking them. Not if Becca and Todd can screw it. I love these plot twists. Oh my gosh. Oh. No worries, Aaron. If you're rolling out, have a good one. This is freaking hilarious, man. Oh wow. Just like did not expect that. Oh man. Wow. Just wow. She's a working woman. Get rid of the company. Oh, hey, Dizzy, you should have just said that, man. You believe that it was just a fake, that you were faking it out? Because Davenport got easily manipulated by Mallory, so who's to say that these two didn't manipulate Mr. Davenport? Okay, I don't know. Is there anybody else? Oh, okay. Wait, what? Oh, so we're basically telling him who we think should not get the companies first, I guess. Okay. Ashley's retiring. She wants nothing to do with Vegas. Mallory's an untreatable brain tumor. She's dying. She only has a year or two left. These are priceless. Sarah isn't Walter's daughter. She's his wife. So is Alice. Oh man. Okay, so definitely we need to say that Becca and Todd are lying to Mr. Davenport. We need to expose the liars. No shenanigans. I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, he's on the Voyager. Yeah, that's why I said there's a lot of people that I saw that were like really, really cool in this cast of like for the game. So let's expose Becca and Todd for sure.
Well, that's disappointing. I guess there's no reason to consider them as potential heirs anymore.
Okay, so now we expose Mallory because she's a compulsive liar. We don't need her to be there.
That poor woman never catches a break, does she? I don't suppose it would be logical to leave a hotel to someone who's not going to be alive much longer than I am.
Okay. Ooh. All lies. It's very true. No pointy ears. Okay. So, we're gonna expose Sarah. And we're gonna give Ashley the hotel. Everybody ready? Everybody, give me a thumbs up. We're ready to see what Mr. Davenport and Ashley do. And the ending that we're gonna get, because it's gonna be marvelous. I predict Ashley's gonna rescind her I don't want to live in Las Vegas anymore once she finds out she's getting the hotel. Here we go. Here we go. This game, priceless. Worth every penny that I paid for this one. Okay. I need another water. Hydration! Okay.
Well,
I didn't see it
did
either.
not see that coming. I mean, I only considered Sarah because, well, she seemed like such a sweet, wholesome girl. I had no idea she was married to an older man who already had a wife. I don't know what to think about that.
It's Vegas. Wait, so then I still have to say it? Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, yeah, so I didn't miss anything. Okay.
Well, that's surprising. I would have thought she'd be more emotionally invested in the Bellflower after running her magic act here for so long. I guess I must have misjudged her. All 4 candidates have potential problems, but someone has to take over the hotel. I don't have any more potential heirs, and I've run out of time to keep searching. Now, you've spoken to all of them. Who do you recommend?
Oh, okay. Now here's who I recommend. Okay. Now we're gonna say Ashley. Here we go. Yeah. Willy Wonka. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
I'm looking for someone to take over the hotel. If she wants nothing to do with Vegas, she'll probably just sell it. And that defeats the purpose of me selecting her as an heir.
She earned it more than anyone else. She wants to leave Vegas because she has no reason to stay. I'll just say that.
I hadn't thought about it that way. She might not feel a connection to this place right now, but once she becomes the owner, that may change. I'll have my lawyer put in a stipulation that if she inherits the Bellflower, she cannot sell it, just to be safe. Would you like to tell her? It only seems fair that you be the one to give her the good news.
Oh, we get to tell her! Woohoo! Rest for the wicked. Okay, everybody ready for Ashley's reaction? Oh, I hope it's gonna be priceless.
No problem. You're someone I can stand talking to. Okay. Did I win? Do I get the hotel? Cool, I can do that.
This game, man! Oh my word! Oh, Jason Price made the game. That's so cool.
Hey, yeah, I'm calling about the puppy? The missing puppy? I saw your flyer. Yes! I do. I found it. Now, you mentioned $100 reward. Yeah, I think you can do better than that. No, I was thinking 150. It's a really cute puppy. Well, then maybe your son can come up with an extra $50. Maybe a lemonade stand?
That was so good! Such a good game. definitely worth it. If you are available to pick it up on PS4 or 5, it's on sale right now. Grab it, play it. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna see the other endings because I want to see what happens if the sister wives win, or the working woman, or the compulsive the liar. I want to see how the endings are. I'm gonna play it again 3 more times. I'm gonna see how they win. This was so good. She's still selling dogs. She don't care. She's hustling. She's a hustling person. What? It is on sale for like $10 right now on PS4 and 5. I know on Steam it's like $15, $14, around there. I know on Xbox it's around $14, $15. So I might recommend PS4 and 5, but if you don't have a PS4 or a 5, definitely get this game. Thank you so much, everybody, for making the chat hilarious. The plot twists were hilarious as well. There's gotta be so much more to these endings. I gotta see the rest of them. But I'm gonna end it here because I've technically finished the game. So I believe it's just gonna start again and it's gonna stop. So that's the reason why I streamed it through the internet like this, because I was like, oh crap, if I go directly from the PS4, it's just gonna keep starting and stopping. So thank you so much. It was a blast. I had a good time with this game. To the indie team, if you're watching this stream, which I highly doubt, but you never know, they might want to see my reactions. Kudos to you. Hiring a great cast, hired a great team. You made the game. It was a blast. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. So, I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. And if you are down for some FMV games, definitely pick this one up. I'll catch y'all next time. If you are new, check the community tab. I always post what I'm streaming, when I'm streaming, if there's going to be more than one stream, if there is no stream, what game I'm playing, and what time. So check that community tab before you start your week so you know what to expect. And I'll catch y'all next time. I need to start hustling. I need to be a passive-aggressive Mallory. I'm going to end the stream because I just literally broke my arm. Oh my goodness, I broke my arm. Ouchies. I broke my arm. And you all need to help pay for my medical bills. Because you know what? Look at my arm. My arm is all twisted and contorted. See? Look at this. This is all contorted. See? Ouchies. Oh, and did you not know that when I got here from the stream, that I actually had accidentally ran over a squirrel? So now I need to fix my tire because my tire blew because the squirrel exploded. It was like instant impact, like poof. And so now my tire's busted. So if you could all pay for my tire, that'd be great. And since I'm here in Vegas, I need to go to a casino and I need to tell them that I'm not counting cards. So yeah. I broke my arm because I was playing tennis and I fell on my tuchus. I love Mallory. Ashley was my favorite. Mallory was great. The sister wife plot twist was ecstatic, and I just didn't know what to make of the last 2 people, but they did 2 good plot twists on the end. So I'm great. I loved the game. Bye everybody. I will be seeing y'all next time. We'll see what happens. And I want to watch Mallory's ending to see how she does with the game. But yes! Kudos to everybody. I hope you all have a good one. Bye, everybody. Don't be like Mallory. You go to jail 5 times. And be naked on an iceberg. Shock and gasp. Catch you next time, everybody. Give the likes before you roll out. Hit the stream likes. Just so that YouTube knows that this stream was hilarious. To pass it on to everybody in the community. So... bye, everybody. Catch you next time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace.